This is 1 molar sodium nitrate. The negative electrode is on the left, the positive electrode is on the right. And so we'll go ahead and turn the power up on this. And so you can definitely see bubbles forming on the right-hand electrode. I'm not seeing a whole lot on the left. Let me turn the power up a little bit more. All right, next we'll try a little indicator, since it doesn't look like anything's happening in the left-hand electrode there. So we'll try a little bit of indicator in this, and we'll try some methyl red first. There's a little methyl red on the right-hand electrode. Let me put a little bit here on the left. And you can definitely see a difference there. So on the right we definitely have that pink color showing up. And if you look, especially even through the light shining through the solution there, you can see some yellow color that has appeared in there on the left-hand electrode. So that might give you some idea of what's happening there. So again, methyl red will be pink in an acidic solution, and then in a neutral solution all the way up into a basic solution it'll turn yellow. All right, we'll try this again in just a moment with phenolphthalein as the indicator and see what results we get there. And it's hard to tell, but there are some little tiny bubbles showing up on that left-hand negative electrode. And then lots of bubbles at the right-hand positive electrode. All right, the next one, this is still sodium nitrate, 1 molar sodium nitrate. The negative electrode is on the left, the positive electrode is on the right. And so we'll turn the power back up here. And we should see pretty much the same thing we saw before. We'll see some bubbling at both electrodes here. So you can definitely see some bubbling at this electrode over here. A little harder to see any bubbling on that right-hand electrode. So we'll let this go for a moment. And then what we're going to do differently here, instead of testing it with the methyl red, we will test it with phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is colorless in an acidic solution, and then it turns a bright pink color in a basic solution. So we'll see if we're getting some hydroxide. The methyl red only turns yellow when it's neutral, or turns yellow at neutral all the way up into the basic solution. And so that's what we want to see, is if this is truly forming a basic solution at one of the two electrodes. All right, so that's run for a few minutes here, or at least for about a minute or so. So now let's go ahead and add the phenolphthalein in. So remember, phenolphthalein is colorless in an acidic solution and pink in a basic solution. So I'm going to put some in at both electrodes here. And you can definitely see one side is pink. That's this side over here. Has that pink color showing up. If you can even see my finger there, this one here is a pink color, and no color change on this side. So they're both producing a gas though, and then that pink color should be a good indication of what's happening at that left-hand negative electrode. Again, the positive electrode is on the right. This is sodium nitrate, 1 molar. This is the electrolysis of 0.1 molar potassium iodide. So you can make your observations on the electrodes. Current is flowing through, voltage is actually up around 16 right now, so we got way more energy than we need. There is no indicator in there yet. I'm going to add some indicator to one of the electrodes. The negative terminal is on the left and the positive terminal is on the right in this electrolysis cell. So again, you can make your observations there. You should be able to see what's going on at each electrode. So at the right-hand electrode, definitely something other than water is reacting. And so I'm going to add some phenolphthalein indicator on the left electrode. And so that should help you determine then what reaction is taking place at the negative terminal on the left and the positive terminal on the right. This is 0.1 molar zinc nitrate in an electrolysis cell. The negative terminal is on the left and the positive terminal is on the right. And so the power is now on. And I'm starting to see stuff at both electrodes. I don't know if it'll let me hold focus there. And it doesn't want to focus on that electrode, so I'll back it out again. If you look closely though, you can see some little bubbles on the right-hand electrode, and you can definitely see what's going on the left. See how the electrode appears to be getting thicker. So what does that tell you? So there's a solid depositing on the left electrode, and then we see some bubbles happening at the right, especially down at the bottom of that. And so let's test that also then with some indicators. So I have some methyl red, which is yellow in a neutral solution, and it'll turn a bright red pink color in a basic solution, or sorry, in an acidic solution. So here's my indicator here. And so we'll add a couple of drops of that over here. Whereas if I do it on this side, it should more or less stay that yellow color. So the left-hand side stayed pretty much yellow. The right-hand side has that bright pink. All right, so that is zinc nitrate. Again, the negative electrode is on the left, the positive electrode is on the right. This is 0.1 molar copper nitrate. 0.1 molar copper nitrate. And I'm turning the current up first. Now I'm turning up the voltage. And there's no indicator in there yet. We'll test it with some indicator in a moment. The negative electrode is on the left, the positive electrode is on the right. So obviously the blue color of the solution is from the copper. And you can definitely see some bubbles forming on the right-hand electrode. And I don't know if you can see that in the video, there's a reddish brown colored solid forming on the left-hand electrode. Moving my lighting around to help at all or not. Somewhere in there was pretty good. And then let's try that same methyl red indicator on the right-hand electrode. So again, methyl red is yellow in a neutral solution, and then it turns to a reddish pink in an acidic solution. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a little bit odd of a color just because of the blue color of the copper. So this is the color of the indicator here. We'll add that in over here. And you can see the color that you're getting there. Let me try it on the left-hand side here as well, just so you can see if there's any difference. I would say it's more pink on the right-hand side. Still a little pink on the left, but again, that may be a result of the copper solution as well. All right, so again, the negative electrode on the left, positive electrode on the right. Definitely have some bubbles forming on the right, and this reddish brown colored solid forming on the left electrode. Oh, there's enough. Okay. This is 0.1 molar silver nitrate. The negative electrode is on the left, the positive electrode is on the right, and I've already got a little bit of current flowing through there. You can definitely see something happening in the left electrode. My tubing has gotten some coloration in it, so ignore any coloring right now. This is a clear colorless solution. And you can hopefully see what's going on at the right electrode there. Trying to get my light in there a little bit better. And come up above it maybe. Again, getting this lit right is really tricky. But you can definitely see lots of new stuff forming on that left electrode. Again, that's the negative electrode. And then just some light bubbling at the right-hand electrode. And so just to verify what the bubbling is, I'll add in some methyl red indicator. Just put a few drops in there. It's this methyl red stuff that is causing my plastic tubing to discolor. And I'll need to add a little more because you can't see it yet. So we'll put just a little more. I'm going to try to shoot it in there a little bit better. There, you can see it a little bit more now. So definitely that pink color there at the right electrode from the methyl red. So that should give you a better clue as to what's happening there. And then you can see that black material forming on the left electrode, even a little bit of gray now forming at the top. So again, this is silver nitrate, 0.1 molar silver nitrate, negative electrode on the left, positive electrode on the right.